Victoria's Premier is accusing the opposition of crab walking away from treaty. Indigenous leaders say they aren't concerned by the change in position, which has been prompted by cultural heritage concerns. Victoria political reporter Simon Love has more.
When the Treaty Advancement Bill was passed by Victoria's Parliament 18 months ago with bipartisan support, it raised hopes that a pathway to treaty could be negotiated and maintained. But after Opposition Aboriginal Affairs spokesperson Peter Walsh revealed they would not support treaty, the state government has responded with dismay.
The announcement from the Liberal Party under John Pizzuto's leadership is a complete U-turn that's not been discussed, as I understand, with the government, and it's certainly not been discussed with the Indigenous community, who are now left to pick up the pieces.
Former Liberal MP Tim Smith has welcomed the opposition's U-turn. He says in 2022 I had to cross the floor as the only lower house MP to oppose this terrible treaty. I'm glad to see the Victorian Liberals and Nationals have now come to their senses and will defend the unity of our country, because we can't allow the Labor Party to continue to divide Australia by race. The First Peoples Assembly of Victoria says Mr Walsh raised his concerns about cultural heritage laws in November last year, but the body claims that he didn't give any indication that the coalition would walk away from treaty.
Obviously it's disappointing to hear that this change from the Nationals and the coalition on this issue. We think that treaty is a fantastic opportunity, not just for First Peoples, but for all Victorians to make get some really amazing outcomes through treaty.
Mr Walsh disputes that and told Sky News he made the position on treaty clear after a shadow cabinet meeting in November.
I've raised with the First Peoples Assembly, the previous First Peoples Assembly and the current First Peoples Assembly and their co-chairs, that we have major concerns.
To be quite frank, they're using this to crab walk away from treaty.
There is no legislation advancing a treaty before state parliament at the moment, so the coalition's changed stance on treaty negotiations means the debate will continue as the government hopes to ensure the path to treaty continues.